Hello. We are now recording. Been a while since we've seen this screen. But we're fucking back, baby. Yeah, holy shit. So unexpected, pleasant surprise. I'm currently looking at another Firefox window because I have so many fucking extra tabs of community news shit, and it was taking a really long time to organize them properly. Hello, Max. Hello, and welcome to anyone viewing anonymously. We're going to be doing the latest chapter of Homestuck Beyond Canon today. They have officially removed the 2 or the squared from the title. I'm trying to... I have just too many tabs open here. I have like 2 tabs to put back in the right spots. And then we will be ready to start. And I hope you've all had a good week. There's been, a fair amount of excitement the last few days. Let's just say that this one belongs here. And that this one belongs also there. And we're just gonna hope that it makes sense. So, I'm gonna shift all of these tabs into the right window now. And hope that this transfer works and does not break my computer entirely. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Okay. I think that worked. That's what's on screen was supposed to be the last thing that I was going to show. But, anyway. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right. So, let's get into this. I have lots of tabs open, as you can see. There's a few, kind of preludes. So, of course, we can see... Hold on. Do I still have the stream start text on the screen? Ooh, I super fucking do. And... Okay, none of this is... Sorry, y'all. It's been kind of a rough one trying to get things set up properly for today. We're working on it. I just need to get open my document to put the links in, because if you're watching this on YouTube, every single tab, every link that is shown on screen or sent in chat, they are all in the description of the video. And I just need to get this set up so that I can copy those over properly. And also I need to open chat on my phone because I have one monitor at this setup and I have too many things open and I can't see. Okay. So, hello Blue, welcome. Alright. Yeah, so this was August 27th. And we now know said project mentioned is indeed update. This tweet went out and holy shit. The website immediately crashed. Classic, of course. So my experience with trying to read this update for the first time was running into a fucking 404 error page a bunch of times in a row. Hello, Aleph. Welcome. Yeah, I was running into a 404 error page a bunch of times in a row. And Leku, hello, welcome. Yeah, so it was a bit of a struggle, but we got through it. Before we dive into this new information on the actual website, I just thought that this was fucking hilarious. That months ago, someone asked James if Homestuck was coming back when they were already in pre-production planning, and he jokingly said that if it ever did, they would be the first to know. So DM'd them 30 minutes before the drop. That is fucking hilarious. And now we can take a look at the news post, which is the reason why I'm showing you a bunch of fucking James Roach Rodriguez tweets, because he is now the head of the Homestuck 2 team. So let's take a look at what we have to say here. Under new management. Hi, James here. You may know me as someone who worked on music for HiveSwap. Maybe you know me from my awful social media posts. I also wrote a few things for Pastor Quest. Now I am in charge of a new team of people inheriting everyone's favorite webcomic franchise. So, beyond Canon, huh? As some of you may know, I've been trying to get some Homestuck projects off the ground. A few of those things saw some movement. I'm still crossing my fingers about those vinyls. And at some point, I swore some Rosemary shippers that I'd make sure there was more content if we won an internet poll, which we did, by a complete landslide. Absolutely fucking washed those clowns. Love wins. Oh, damn, I should have found that tweet to pop up on the screen. The vinyl stuff, that's one of my tabs, right? No, that's not it. Oh, yeah, so, hold on, I need to put this link here, and then I put this link here. On both Tumblr and Twitter, mostly Tumblr, he was kind of answering some clarification questions, which he, of course, has emphasized that his personal thingy is not an official channel, but for clarification on the vinyl stuff, was contacted by a vinyl company that wanted to do it. So this wasn't like he was like, oh, this would be cool, let me reach out. Contacted by a company that wanted to do this, did some polling, and put them in contact with the person at What Pumpkin who could do that, with the idea that they would be available at 4:13 or at the same time as the cafe event was happening. But music rights are complicated, so it's out of his hands now, and that's kind of the update on the vinyls. I guess for people who like vinyls, I hope that you get vinyls, because I don't do that whole deal. So, like, it doesn't really affect me, but it would be very neat and probably end up with really cool new album art being made too. About a year ago, Andrew approached me with the idea of finishing the Homestuck Squares story, which was originally just called Homestuck Beyond Canon. And after a few months of kicking ideas around and finding the right team of people, we're back, baby. It feels great. I am genuinely so excited to show you the stuff we've been cooking up. I know the last thing anybody said about it is that it would be written in full and dropped all at once, but that was maybe a bit of wishful thinking. We've all been there. As time went on and people started moving on to new things, various opportunities and difficulties arose, and ultimately plans changed. As such, the torch has been passed to me. To address one of several elephants in the room, yes, this is a new team of people. Andrew has been calling this part of the Homestuck Independent Creative Union, which he explained a little on the About page. I've handpicked a group of writers and artists I trust, and I want to move forward with the fandom and start having fun again. I want to be more transparent and engage with the community more. I don't know if I will always agree that no news is good news, so I want to try a more open policy, even if the news is kind of mundane. Sometimes the people just want to know that we are still doing anything. Fair enough. In the coming weeks, check back here and there will be more news, more announcements, and more questions answered. I hope the story we tell is as fun for you guys to read as it has been to make. So, that's the gist of the situation. Why did I have so many clarification tabs open? Are these really all relevant? This is only tangentially related, I guess, because of the music. Just saying that, like, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Basically, that there is a possibility that with this revival, they may work on a new Homestuck album. This is... Right, answering a few questions. There will be news in the coming weeks. Oh, right, update schedule stuff. Don't want to promise something like weekly updates because there will sometimes be... There will be some times where a weekly update from me would be like, well, I did my day job all day today and ate some beans out of a can. They were pretty good. Oh, yeah, we kept working on HSBC. So, might do an FAQ or a Q&A at some time. Aside from Homestuck Twitter and the Homestuck Beyond Canon site, will there be anywhere else to find news, Tumblr or emails officially? No, not yet. And talking about oh yes, I think stuff like accessibility a lot. We're working on some features that we're looking to roll out soon for making it more accessible to read. So that's neat. And then right, so these are pretty much all concerned with news is going to be posted on the news page. If it is not the news page, it is not an official source, basically. So, but like he was saying here, apparently they did make a Blue Sky, but nobody fucking uses it. Like no one's on that website. So engagement with social media will be like as minimal as possible, generally speaking. And this, I forget what this one says. I'm trying to be expedient because I know we're starting late and I know we have a lot of stuff to do and I had a bunch of other plans and like we'll get there. Yeah, Andrew asked me to finish the Beyond Canon storyline, so I'm gonna. We're also working on other things. There's not a ton to say about that. I don't want to overpromise when things are still in early development. And hopefully this is the beginning. I want to try and stay optimistic about that. I am not a lawyer and I am barely competent human beings, so please take this with a grain of salt. From a legal standpoint, basically I have licensed the Homestuck IP. I have full reign to do technically whatever I want with the characters and imagery, etc. What this means in a more practical sense is that we can make quote-unquote official merch or make money and not be burdened with the corporate financial obligations of previous Homestuck projects. I don't want to get into it, but for the sake of a little transparency here, having been involved in many of these projects before, it feels very good to be able to make things without having to worry that a very large percentage of anything the team potentially makes off of it goes to an uncaring corporate third party just for them to not do anything. So that's the state of how this is. I respect the optimism. I think that more communication will help with this. If I worked on Homestuck, I would ask to be credited under a pseudonym. Yeah, and we'll look at the credits page. Basically everyone except for like Kim is credited under a pseudonym. But yeah, no, absolutely. I am really also really excited and looking forward to like hearing more stuff. And, you know, hopefully, now that, you know, all that the bullshit of, like, all of the fucking reasons why this comic had to stop updating 2 years ago in the first place, now that all of that bullshit has been gone through and done, hopefully, we just kind of, as a fandom, have a lower tolerance for that kind of shit and won't fucking do it, and we'll be cool about creators communicating more things and those sorts of things. Yeah. So, because they're under no obligation, but it is really nice to, you know, hear things. Yeah, so how about that Homestuck Independent Creative Union that was talked about in the news post? So, this description, I can't remember if it's changed or not from before, but I'll give it a glance anyway. About Homestuck Beyond Canon. Homestuck Beyond Canon, HSBC. I guess you can only really see it on the homepage. Hold on. The squared has been removed from the header image, and it is now being referred to specifically as Homestuck Beyond Canon, not Homestuck 2, not Homestuck Squared. Homestuck2.com is because that's just the URL that's available, I guess, and easy to remember, and I'm sure they'll change the title at some point. If you hover over it, it still says Homestuck Squared. But, yeah, that's an official name change. Don't know if it's public knowledge exactly, but not going to hurt anyone other than, like, Viz and What Pumpkin Suits by saying this. One of the major reasons the first Beyond Canon team fell apart was because of a failed attempt at forming a union that got shut down by What Pumpkin, and I quote, using every union busting tactic in the book. Alright, well, that is... I have never heard any part of that before, and I'm gonna not comment or say any more about it because I have absolutely no way to verify any of that information. But if that is true, then that sucks a lot. Yeah. So, right. So the name has changed. Homestuck, right. So, Beyond Canon is a further continuation of the Homestuck story after the events of the epilogues in PesterQuest. It is a story about the consequences of the pursuit of relevancy and growing up. As this work is a direct follow-up to the Homestuck epilogues, it is highly recommended that you be familiar with what happens in that story. That link is purple because prior to this, I skimmed the epilogues recap again, and also reread the entire comic, which is, it's not very long at this point, so it was easy to do in 2 days. Homestuck Beyond Canon is made possible by a passionate team of Homestuck Independent Creative Union writers and artists, but most importantly, the continued support of fans like you. We hope you enjoy the direction we are developing, and we are excited to share it with you. Thanks for reading. Including the bonus stuff? Oh, I didn't read the bonus pages. No, that's true. I didn't read the bonus pages. Yes, only Homestuck Squared. I reread Homestuck Squared. I read the summary of the epilogues that's available on the website. Yeah, you don't need to read Homestuck itself, though, to read all of this shit. Just read the epilogues. God. Yeah, I guess, that's just, important statement of clarification that it is not a direct jump, and you will be very confused if you try to go right from Act 7 into the start of Homestuck 2. Don't think you actually read the last 2 bonuses? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't reread the bonuses. I just kept it to the main part. I had something else I was going to add here. Oh, I guess I put this tab over here, but just like, talking about fans like you and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, What Pumpkin is taking a break and will not charge membership on the upcoming billing cycle and resume on December 1st. It's been on hiatus, but still in existence this entire time, and they haven't said anything about using this again. So I'm curious as to whether or not they will. You don't think you read them ever? Yeah. The bonuses are good. I would recommend reading them all. I remember enjoying them. But let's hear it for this tasty piece of info about the Homestuck Independent Creative Union. The Homestuck Independent Creative Union is a union of creative contributors which was established to consolidate members of future Homestuck projects, beginning with the launch of Homestuck Beyond Canon. Homestuck Independent Creative Union is a totally independent entity from Andrew, What Pumpkin, Viz Media, or any other corporate interest. Andrew has given the union a free license so they may legally work within the full Homestuck universe and monetize their efforts to support the members. The union is both creatively and financially independent, and no outside individuals or companies are receiving any royalties or payments. Only the members benefit, and income will be distributed among members as equitably as possible. Andrew is not creatively involved with these projects in any direct way, but remains available to the union for consultation at their request. Yes. So that is a little more elaboration on the "we are not associated with corporate bodies" bit, which is fascinating. I love this. And I'm really excited to see what other projects they come up with here. And that's why I mentioned the Patreon again. I'm curious if they will use that as a piece of income that will support the creative union, or if they are going to monetize in other ways. Almost like a co-op. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I love this. All creators listed below. So this is the current credits. Executive producer Andrew Hesse, of course. Director James Roach, who's been through. Art director is Kim Twatch, who has done a shitload of art for Hive Swap as well. Artists, and again, this is where we get into most of these people. Like, a lot of these names are pseudonyms, which was brought up a little bit earlier. Yeah, I've got Andy R, Annie Chumi Lee, Haven Vintage Foods, and Kim again is an artist. Technical staff, Andrew, Kohi D, and Wonk. Kohi, I know, is also involved in Vast Error. I believe that's the other place I heard that name mentioned. And then writers, Floral Marsupial, Haven Vintage Foods again, Miles and James, and production assistant Grima. So, beyond the roles listed above, it's important to us to clarify that nearly all members of the Homestuck Beyond Canon staff above have contributed and will continue to contribute to writing, creative concepting, storyboarding, world building, story roadmaps, and just about anything else you can think of. The Homestuck Beyond Canon team carries this story forward as a team, and we're proud to say that our process is extremely collaborative. Yeah, so these are just kind of like primary roles, but everybody's got their fingers in a little bit of everything else. Vic Underfell as an additional contributor. And then here, legacy contributors, here's everybody from the original team that is no longer involved, including, for some reason, listing Taz and Optimistic Duelist as two separate individuals. They are the same person. Anyway. So, that's the team. I recognize a number of the names on this list, and it gets me very excited. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Anyway, lots of cool people here. I didn't copy this yet. It's plural. Oh, yes, I did know that about Taz. Boop. Oh boy, look, it's the actual fucking update. All right. So that is community news. And now it's time to look at the actual update. And so my plan moving forward from here, we're going to go through this update. Obviously, you can see I've got a fuck load of other links and shit up at the top. Once we get through all of that, I'll take a look at the time. But my idea, my concept, is that once we're through this, then we'll do a brief recap of the whole fucking thing. Since I just read it, just for like further clarification and for assistance to anyone who needs it and has forgotten everything, because I read this update for the first time and I was like, I don't remember. I remember a lot less than I thought I did, and I don't know what's going on. So then I reread the whole thing. But that then would be uploaded as a separate and much more edited video to YouTube. So, we'll see if there's time. But that is the plan. So, beyond canon. Oh god, I haven't done my Tersey voice in so long. Hold on, I'm gonna have some water. Okay. Therapy. Ugh. Whew. Okay. In the Alternian justice system, there is no such thing as a defense attorney or a defense. And that was a, oh yeah, that cover page would play on Law and Order, right? I think. Where did you go on the night of 2 days ago from whatever date it is today? The silent treatment again, huh? Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as both mysterious and hostile. Her Honorable Tersey. Permission granted. Proceed. Legislacerator. Proceed. The night of the crime, you were in my cave, were you not? Accused. Dodge the question. Hold on, is that Link the fucking Law and Order sound? If this tab would load. Oh, my computer's doing so badly right now. Ooh, let's open Task Manager. Oh, it's only using 88% of memory. I thought it was going to be at like 94. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can play a 2-second YouTube video. Alright, I'm just going to keep reading that. There it is. Yeah, my computer is doing bad. Yeah, my poor computer. I think I mentioned this in a previous stream that I'm considering, like, looking into whether it is worth it to upgrade the memory, or if I should just let my computer die of natural causes. I don't know. But I think that might, yeah, it's been an issue. Anyway. Tersey the accused. Now wearing mustache. I don't see why that's her honorable Tersey. Grow tired of these shenanigans. Answer the question. So what if I was? I had every right to be there. We can see a little peek through the curtain at Tersey, running back and forth between her different posts, changing costumes. You heard her. She had every right to be there. And why wouldn't she? But having rights is a hungry business, isn't it? I suppose it is. One could hardly blame you if you were feeling a little peckish, a smidge famished, just a tiny bit ravenous. Well, yes, I was hungry, so... How hungry? What? How hungry would you say you were? I don't know, pretty hungry enough. Legislacerator, accuse. To eat a horse? And a dirk label to jar Tersey's weird horse-shaped bug snacks slammed on the table. She must be terribly lonely or bored. Oh, most certainly both. Ugh, this is stupid. Let's try something else. And we are now in Problem Sleuth territory with the art style. I love this panel so much. Kind of bug and kind of snack. Bug snacks. Heard good things about that game. The Deltritus is the name of the planet. Gosh, so hungry. The Deltritus nights are oh my god. The Deltritus nights are an unforgiving mistress, and the days aren't much better. With any luck, you'll find yourself on the blunt end of a sharp cane, but Lady Luck has left the building after running up a tab she couldn't pay. And brother... Flip and snatch. Getting a good look at that. There. I'm here to collect. Your favorite body horror game. Yeah. It is. I have heard it's quite excellent. Ugh, no, this isn't right either. It's been a while since we last talked. A lot has happened. Most of it sucked. Oh my god, I literally just fucking read this. What was the last we saw from Terzi before this update? I think the last we really saw of Deltritus and the competition in Terzi was when she was wandering around the planet by herself and kind of touring all of the different creatures that Rose and Dirk had just kind of like launched out into the wild from their competition. And then she gets attacked by one of them. Ooh, the end of that chapter was spicy. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I don't know. Those kinds of details we'll get into in the recap a little bit later, but basically, even within the context of the comic itself, not just in real time, it's kind of been a while since we checked in with Deltritus. I know how it looks. You'd be a little stir-crazy too if the only people around were the two most insufferable people in the universe. I thought I was having fun at first. It was kind of interesting being a part of something bigger than myself. Or maybe that's something I said to distract myself from what I had to do, which is still unclear to me at this point. Some seer I turned out to be. I can tell what I need to be doing, but not exactly where it's leading. I used to love investigating this sort of thing, navigating the limitations of my powers. Now that it isn't fun anymore, I just think I'm in a rut. 3 new messages from TT. We've got 1:08 p.m. Deltritus Standard Time. I'm supposed to be an impartial judge for this insanely unethical contest of theirs. A role I probably would have been stoked about before everything went wrong. Maybe wrong isn't the right word. Everything has just spiraled completely out of control. They want to pit their species against each other in a new session of Scrub, or Spurb, whatever. And then... Wait, hold on. Glurb of portents most grim. Glurb. One of Rose's fucked up little guys in a bucket of black sludge in the middle of fucking nowhere, just making noises. Much to Terzi's frustration. Fucking rip to that guy, I guess. Ugh, disgusting. Ugh, I've had it with all these wretched little creatures. Lalonde just leaves them wherever when she's done with them. You would not believe the nonsense I have to endure on the daily. I used to love nonsense. I'm gonna need to interrupt you for a moment. Hi, Dirk. They're making us... yeah, that guy's from the Squiddles reboot. Another time loop for horror terrors? I mean, if this planet... They picked this planet because they already found Spurb technology on it. They know that this planet is, like, confirmed destined to play the game. So the horror terrors being around and caught in this bullshit is not surprising. That little guy, though, I feel like was probably just Rose using the grimoire for the zoologically dubious as one of the objects in her alchemical ectobiology. Because the way that they're making these creatures, they're using ectobiology, right? But they've combined it with the alchemy system and the punch cards and all of that so that they can use objects as genetic components in the creatures that they're making. So that seems like a grimoire for the zoologically dubious little buddy right there. Timaeus testified began pestering Gallows Calibrator at 108 DST. I didn't notice this before, but just reading this now. Usually, if I remember correctly, actually I haven't looked at the original comic in a while. It's funny that this is coming out now because I was actually thinking of starting to reread the Homestuck proper on my own time. Recently, but I'm pretty sure that this time usually is in 24-hour clock, rather than, because this right now it's a 12-hour time. It's 1:08 p.m. because we just saw it on the phone, but there's no AM or PM distinction in this. Anyway, I'm just being nitpicky. You're laying in the dirt again. After all that time we spent alchemizing all those fun little costumes for you. Looks like you aren't answering me, which I'm fine with. This is only a formality. I'm going to send you the finalized version of my species. As the impartial judge, it's only fair that you're afforded a preview of the winning team. I could easily forego the permission settings on your device, but as a token of good faith, I've decided not to. Timaeus testified sent a file. Satyr_final2.bro. What the fuck is a .bro file? I've already installed the appropriate observation app onto your device to save us both some time. I've also set you up with admin access to the session's terminal. You're welcome for that, by the way. I see. Do you? Yeah, because Dirk's powers in this scenario are pretty far-reaching, in terms of just how much he can influence people without their awareness. But Terezi, being a seer of mind, is not only fully aware, but she can fucking hear all of his audience narration bullshit that's going on in his own head. Yeah, we got a fucking funny guy over here. I see, do you? Yeah. Alright, so she opens the file, and we don't get to see it. Of course. Tastes like horse shit. Oh, right, and I think that access to the narrative terminal is why we are getting Terezi talking to us in her typing quirk in the black narrative text. I heard that. Oh my god, I don't care. I can smell what you smell, taste what you taste. Nothing you do is unknown to me, really. Speaking of, if you think I'm not wise to your subtle little scheme, think again. Wow, King, you are so powerful. How did he taste? Pretty bland. Oh, then how about you're wearing the more sensible outfit I alchemized for you? That tastes like victory. Ugh, not because you made it for me. I like my old outfit fine. I liked the colors. Honestly, I thought this was a joke. Eventually, the outfit pile just keeps getting smaller until finally... Joke's over. You looked like shit. A truly bold statement from someone currently dressed like a little lad with an anime cape. I'm not dressed like a little lad. You are dressed like a little lad who loves berries and cream, but still finds time in his packed schedule to shop at the mall. Oh ho ho! How I do love my berries and cream, Disney. That's you. That's what you sound like right now, I bet. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading this and then we'll get into that shit. How would you know what I'm wearing right now? Maybe I'm posted up in a tank top and jeans. That'd be pretty classic. You're wearing your precious little maroon karate lordling outfit. You wear your precious little maroon karate lordling outfit basically every day. I know this to be true. It's the only fun thing about you anymore. I don't have time to tell you how wrong you are about this, but I will. I guess time is more of your brother's thing, isn't it? I wonder how he's doing right now. Yeah. Is it here? Yeah, here it is. Alright, I hear you. I went a little heavy on the references. You're not wrong. Look, I will tell the writing team to spritz me with water like a dog every time I do out-of-touch uncle shit. Yeah, I was like, it's unfortunate that it wasn't shoehorning, and this is just how I talk. Like, if a dude showed up looking like that, I really would be like, LMAO, berries and cream over here. I'm just old and a little annoying. I will admit that this was one of the things that did jump out to me as a bit jarring when I first read this update. Because apparently, so this commercial, I was not aware, it was actually from like fucking 2007 or something. But I was only introduced to it when it went TikTok viral in like 2020 because my campers at my job where I was doing the online summer camp, there was this one kid who could just do an excellent impression. And that is how I learned about it existing. Because through any other avenues, I had not heard of it. Yeah, it was a Starburst commercial. I'm trying to find, I know exactly where I can find the link to the exact commercial to open up and play. But my computer is having a very bad time today, so this might take a hot minute. So I'm just going to leave Discord trying to load the channel that I just clicked on like a whole ass minute ago. Is this one related? Oh. It kind of is. Yeah, you know, I thought for sure people would hate that I made Terzi smoke a bug or gull river the most, but horses and berries and cream saved them from a fate most terrible. I fucking love Glorb. It's the most important character in Homestuck. I don't care. The rest of the team drags me away as I am furiously kicking and screaming to an empty room. If this was trying to make up for all of the pop culture it missed in the hiatus, she'd compare him to Big Jack Horner. Oh, that's a reference that I don't get. Yeah, I had actually, the very fucking Discord server that I'm trying to load, had like an interesting short, conversation with other people about the whole berries and cream thing and like the outdated references and whether or not they really have a place in Homestuck 2, because it's kind of like it's outside of the timeline now, so would it make sense for them to know these references, but does it really even matter because they're, it's they're funny lines anyway, that kind of thing. Because it did jar me a little bit. Oh my god, I found it. Okay, hold on. I need to first okay, so this is the commercial in reference. Let's see how long it takes for it to... There we go.
You tried these new berries and cream Starburst?
Pardon me. What kind of Starburst did you just say?
Berries.
Berries? Berries and what else?
And cream.
Oh! Oh! Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Berries and cream, berries and cream. Oh, I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
So that's that, which was posted to YouTube 6 years ago on April 4th, 2007. Let's see. I think I'm missing. I haven't linked this in my document yet. But yeah. So that is what is being referenced there. And I mean, like, it was still funny. It was just kind of like, oh, geez, haven't heard that in a while. Bad guy in Puss in Boots movie. Oh, okay, dresses like the berries and cream guy. Got it. Yeah. That's that, I guess. And then, oh, and wow, King, you are so powerful. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway. I think, yeah, it did jar me a bit, but at the end of the day, it's like, of all the things to be like, oh, wait, what the fuck? I think just like a slightly out of date meme reference that's like still funny is fine. Anyway, I guess time is more your brother's thing, isn't it? I wonder what he's doing right now. She'll have to keep wondering for some time. Though her strength as a seer is commendable, her unascended limitations won't allow her to... Boring. Stop that. Tell me. No. Tell me. Nah. You don't actually know, do you? You can't see him, can you? Of course I can see them. Then tell me, big shot. I don't need to do that. Tell me, 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 tell me. Tell me! Ooh, that was not Terry's voice at all. Ooh. And he just remote busted her phone. Did you see that? Nobody writes my story but me. And this time, I'll get it right. John's corpse is still in that wallet. They should have altered singing the Peaches song about Jake. Fuck it. Oh my god, that would be culturally current reference to make. Jesus. Okay, yeah, that would be really fucking funny. So this is the plan that Dirk was like, I know about your not so subtle scheme. And then when she said, oh, well, how did he taste? Oh, pretty bland. I'm fairly confident that was in reference to John's corpse, which is inside of this wallet. Current, that movie came out half a year ago. I mean, I kind of had that thought too, but then I went, I don't know, it's current enough. Get you gray market HRT. Meanwhile, Re-Dead. So this is not the Dave from the Meat universe. This is Dave Bott from Candy universe with Aradia and Jade, dead Jade, who was possessed by the alt Calliope. Possessed by alt Calliope. And the last we left off with these folks, they were like chilling, getting acquainted with each other because they're also on their way to Dirk. You know, bust Calliope, created a little tear in the black hole that the Candy universe is inside of, so that they could get out of it and start chasing down Dirk. But given that she was simultaneously possessing this dead Jade, the Jade who came out of the house juju and died fighting Lord English and then fell through the black hole, and that's how she was able to possess this body in the Candy universe. She's simultaneously possessing this Jade and adult meat Jade, meat universe Jade at the same time. But adult meat universe Jade, who was still fucking alive, got real pissed about her body being possessed and basically said, if you don't get out, I will kill this meat body, and I do not know if I will come back from it because God tier stuff is weird. So rather than allowing that to happen, Alt Callie pieced the fuck out of Meat Jade's body. But the jolt of all of that stuff happening means that now in this, her consciousness in this Jade has also been zapped. And that's where we last left off with this crew. And that's also where we're just going to kind of leave things because this is the only 2 panels that we get with them. Was any of that coherent? Because as I was describing it out loud, I was like, this is why nobody fucking wants to read Homestuck. What the fuck does any of this actually mean? You need to reread somewhat? Yeah. See, this is... because I just did a reread, so I was like, this is relatively fresh in my brain to try and explain it to you all. But this is also the purpose of why after this I want to do the recap, where essentially, once we finish getting through this update and looking at the rest of the links, which shouldn't take too long, then I'm just going to start at the beginning, and we're just going to take a quick dash through... like every chapter, not stopping to read anything, but just kind of summarizing the events as a summary. Think you get it? Yeah. Been a while since you had that feeling of the gif of Ed's brain short-circuiting in Good Burger with Homestuck stuff. Meat is when John dies and what we just read, right? Yeah, the Meat universe is the one where John goes to fight Lord English and then dies, and his corpse is in Tersey's wallet on the new planet. That's the one where Dirk lives and takes off to the new planet. Candy, which is this, is where Dirk kills himself at the top of the tower, and things go like super extra off the rails, and also they're all like in their 40s or something, I think. Yeah, the Meat timeline is a lot more condensed. The Candy timeline takes place over a lot more years. John, investigate noise. So the last we left off with John, Roxy revealed that she had a transportalizer under their bed. No, wait a second. Oh, right, yeah. So, Roxy... No, Candy Roxy is still she, her, but Meat Roxy is he, him. Adult John under Roxy's bed. Okay, well, so Roxy had a transportalizer under her and John's bed the whole time. That was the transportalizer to the ruins of the meteor. Like the meteor from the Homestuck proper comic, the meteor that crash landed on this planet. That they like stayed on for their 3-year journey and all of that. And Calliope is down there, and there's like a whole like Roxy and Calliope explain this whole plan of what needs to happen next. Read the last couple segments, got here and was confused but what John this is. Yeah, this is Candy John. This is Candy John. This is 40-something Candy John. And... or maybe late 30s. I don't know. I don't remember the timeline. I should probably look that up. Look, the plan that they explain is not crucial to understanding what's about to happen. We'll get there when we do the recap part, because it's a whole big thing. But basically, they're like, oh, Rose and Jade and Kanaya are here, but they're not supposed to see this whole thing yet. Can you go and greet them for us, please? So John follows the noise that he's hearing down this hallway, and that's where we are. Which Jane is the one who got kidnapped in Girls' Night Out in the bonus stuff? I'm pretty sure that's Meat. That's the last bit that you remember. Yeah, the bonus where Jane gets kidnapped is the Meat timeline. Yeah. Because Meat is the timeline where Karkat and Jane ran against each other in the presidential election, and Jane won. And that's the Jane who is like an actual bona fide political, like democratically elected political figure. In that one, versus the Jane and Candy, who is a business oligarch. I think I'm using that word correctly. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the distinction there. So that's why he's calling it for Rose, Jade, and Kanaya, because he thinks that's who he's going to go and meet down this hallway in order to stall them from going and finding things that Roxy and Calliope don't want them to find yet. Following Roxy's instructions, you proceed in the direction of the noise to go and meet up with your old friends. You approach where you thought you heard them, but to your surprise, you hear an unfamiliar voice grumbling something incoherent. Rose? Jade? Kanaya? She's officially just the CEO of Crocker Corp and unofficially the uncontested ruler over a sea. Yeah, business tycoon / iron-fisted dictator. Can you tell when this was written? Yeah, so that's her deal. Anyway, here's Solix. Yay, Solix! Playing Donkey Kong. Hold on, I think... Yeah, so first of all, this is Haven Vintage Foods did all of these panels with Solix, and literally March 28th, 2019 tweeted this, hitting that boy with the fire. They didn't even notice this scene. Took 4 years, but it's real. And yes, this is the Solix that got left behind by Aradia and Dave bought. It was just kind of left there. Hey, Corincio. Yeah, and then additionally, the fact that, this is pointed out by this wonderful fellow on Tumblr, but Solix was playing Donkey Kong Country because someone made a Toblerone wish that Roxy was a Donkey Kong Country fan. And the source of that image is this Toblerone wishes granted by Andrew Hesse on Homestuck.net, which is, like, generally a reliable archive source. We can see right down here, it's the very first one. Roxy is revealed to be a Donkey Kong Country fan, which now has an effect link to it, which is this fucking page in the comic. Oh yes, that's a credit thing. Oh my god, can I just open like a new window so that I don't have to look at that stupid fucking notification thing again? Yeah, I guess while we're on this page, Andy at Andystuck. This is the person who did all of the Terrace panels. And then this was them on Tumblr as well. Just talking about, yes, I personally animated these. All of the panels that Terrace was in. Oh, yeah, I guess this is kind of... It's a little late, but I was having trouble organizing these links properly. Anyway, I think we already talked about this a little bit just while I'm scrolling through these. Yeah, so there was like a glitch at the beginning that a page was posted dequirked. We write the scripts dequirked because it's faster and easier to edit, and we were having our production assistant quirk them while type checking, etc. for the first few updates, but I think we're using some sort of computer-based technology now, just in terms of like how they're doing that. Is there anything more from him under here? I'm way more embarrassed about the quirk mistakes than being kind of dog water with memes. Plans to fix the bugs and port the Flash to HTML5. Very much like it, but not involved. Anyway, that's unrelated. My bad, I'm new, please be nice. But yeah, anyway, they're working on having a toggle on the website for accessibility purposes to make it easier to read. Anyway, let's say hi to Solix. Wait a minute, you're not Rose. Incredible powers of deduction. I'm not Rose. Get out. What are you doing here? Eating a sandwich? You sure are, buddy. What? No, I mean, what are you doing here in the meteor? I live here. It's like I'm fated to wind up back at this idiotic rock every couple of sweeps. I'm sorry? Real mess you made of things out there. Yeah, well, we're trying to fix that now, which is why I need to find my friends. Kind of fucked up you guys let this happen to begin with. So anyway, on the topic of you living here, does Roxy know about this? Why wouldn't she? Huh. How do you know her? Who do you think hooked me up with these sick-ass shades and gave me all these ape games? Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Are you guys close? Who? Me and Roxy? I guess. We squat up a couple times a week. Why do you care? You worried I'm moving in on your ex? What is going on here? Sorry, I had an answer, but then I started actually considering it. Am I jealous? If I tell you straight up no, we are not hooking up, will you stop? Maybe? God damn it. Listen, coming from someone who has shared breathing space with you only on occasion, it's obvious to me you're not supposed to be the thinking guy. We've met before? John, please. Pirate ship, double eye patches, girlfriend ascension. Double eye patches! I remember you now. You were at Mystery Jade's funeral, too. Sure. Sorry for not recognizing you. The eye patches are pretty distracting. Like, every time I see them, I have to stop and think, wow, that looks really, really stupid. Yeah. Are you still hanging out with that creepy alive girl? On a spiritual level. Cool. Is she also dating Roxy? Sorry, I was trying not to laugh. be fair, that was literally decades ago. The funeral was much more recent, though. Yeah, John, not dialogue. Yeah, the girlfriend ascension is an excellent term. I love how the Striders are the ones who examine all the shonen hero tropes, yet Johnny here gets all the most important shonen hero trait of all. What? Be having a fucking empty head. Being just a silly little guy. Being a dumbass with an empty head. And a big heart. Yeah. Is she also dating Roxy? What? Hey, kid. I don't make it my business to keep tabs on that. I'm busy. You're gaming. I'm fucking gaming. Speaking of which... So, what were you guys up to before this? Yeah, I'm fucking gaming. What a lie. When do you think is swirling? Gear 5. Gear 5. Oh, like in One Piece? I know things about One Piece now because I follow a bunch of people on Tumblr who really like One Piece, so it's kind of all over my dashboard. Oh yeah, we're getting there. So, what were you guys up to before this? What the fuck? Is there a prerogative here? Are you spades baiting me right now? Honestly, I don't know what that means. I suppose, how do I say this? Contextually, I always find myself going to a lot of places and meeting a lot of these people, but most of it never matters to me until I'm not doing anything at all. Last time that happened, it was for 10 years, and it only changed because I started talking to people again. I did this to myself. Why did I ask? Not caught up to that part yet. Yeah. I have not read or seen any of One Piece, but I have a vague understanding of what you're talking about. I guess in gamer terms, that's how you know it's gonna be fucking good. I guess in gamer terms, it's the same as screwing yourself over by not checking every non-playable character dialogue box. Any one of them could have the clues you need. So... Come on! Die. Aw, don't be like that, dude. I promise no more questions after this. Do you not want to because it just isn't important? Excuse me, my vestigial digits get more important shit done on Wednesday nights than your ill-dressed body has done your entire life cycle. Yes, John is still wearing his severely undersized God tier outfit. But I'm not going to do it all. But I'm not going to go into all that because 1, I don't know you, and 2, I do not respect you. It'll only make you feel bad anyways. Why would it make me feel bad? I can smell it on you, man. You stink. I stink? Yeah, you smell like a guy who's never had any bitches. Yeah, this does kind of check out as just how James Roach fucking talks. What? I have a son. I have a house full of pictures with him. That is physical proof I have had bitches, thank you. As someone who has been friends with every woman you are attempting to categorize into this, I can assure you, they were not your bitches. You were theirs. I was the bitches? This was the missing puzzle piece, Roxy's ex. Your arc is over. You can go home now. My home burned down. Sad. You know what is tragic, though? I have not been able to play this game the whole time because someone was talking over the sound. Oh, sorry. So, yeah. Sad. Yeah. Yeah, One Piece is too fucking long. Love how this is the first unit in Homestuck 2-2. Wouldn't want it any other way. John is bitches. God. My home burned down. Remember that part where Crocker Corp bombed out John's childhood home and he sat in front of it watching it burn for ages? That is that is where he was before coming to Roxy's house, having that conversation, and then entering this room. So this is my home burned down. That is very fresh for him right now. Words don't mean much. Only actions. Well, I suppose I left the Vriskas waiting long enough. See you, eye patches. Not wearing them. Or not. Who knows? So, leaving the Vriskas waiting. The critical mission that Roxy and Calliope gave John was to go and rescue Vriska and Vrissy, Rosen Kanaya's child, Vrissy, Vriska 2, and original Vriska. They were kidnapped, arrested, taken by Crocker Corp, secret police or whatever. And the mission that John has been given was to break them out of jail. I fucking love this panel. Wait! Change my game for me. He is holding up a copy of Sonic CD for the Sega CD. And that concludes the first update of Homestuck Beyond Canon in 2 whole years. Loving the Sonics in chat. Yeah. So that's where we are at. And again, in terms of update schedule, I read that thing earlier that, you know, they're not committing to any particular update schedule, which makes sense. But of course, with no update schedule, that means there must come an update notifier. This is a website. It's not a browser extension. I'd like to note that a good Sega CD costs like $200 used. Well, with the power of alchemy, it can cost Spurb money. Boon dollars, I guess? I don't know if they would have unified all of the various currencies and whatever that were used to make items. Can this Solix see? Good question. No fucking clue, actually. That's without the Genesis itself for any games, yeah. Yeah, basically just Clashers. But yeah, Update Ninja, which is, it's, you know, it's exactly what this is. It's just this website. So I'll link the Tumblr post if anyone wants to rebog it, if anybody still fucking uses Tumblr. Yeah, so that's open in my browser. I'll be using it to keep track of things being posted. Hey, you still don't own a Sega CD? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Is that a quote from like an old Sega CD commercial? Because I know Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That was where that came from, right? But yeah, Update Ninja. Just a funny little guy. But yeah, that is where this leaves off. The one that Angry Video Game parodied, yeah. Hydrate, stretch, tramp check. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we're technically 15 minutes from ending, but I want to do this fucking recap thing, and I think I can squeeze it in under an hour. So we're going to actually take 5. I realize I haven't really been taking breaks during Disco Elysium streams, and I think that's because I haven't really felt much of the need for it, because I haven't been doing as much, I've been doing very little reading out loud for the Disco Elysium streams. So, the Sega CD commercial and a fitting break song, you think?
Hey!
Yeah, well... Oh.
You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show them!
Damn.
Want to see more?
Cool. Fucking gaming out here. Yeah, that's a... I mean, yeah, I guess we don't have any other requests for break song. So, break song... We'll take 5, and then, when we get back, we're gonna jump back to the beginning of the comic, and just do a very fast sweep through. I will not be reading any panels, or, reading any full conversations, or anything like that. We're just gonna kind of flip through the pages and be like, this is what's happening here, remember this, here's the context, the journey continues. Yeah. This ends the YouTube video for this chapter, so if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining. If you're interested in the summary, it will be also linked in the description as soon as it is posted. But for now, we'll take 5. Oh, Chris from Resident Evil, hello and welcome. We're just about to take 5 before we jump into the next half of the shenanigans going on. But we will be right back.